Hi everyone, in today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how to cut an handkerchief flay. This handkerchief flay is currently trending. People are now using it to sew very cute and lovely skirts like this particular one and like this particular one. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to cut this handkerchief flay. So the first thing is, depending on how long you want your flay to be, which is the length. Once you've figured out the length of your flay, in fact the length is the first thing you have to figure out. After you figured out the length of your flay, you are going to fold your fabric into four. You have to fold a perfect square, like the four sides have to be equal depending on the length. Let's say your flay length is going to be 26. You fold a perfect square that is 26 inches long on both sides, so 26 on the length and 26 on the breadth. When you are done doing this, you cut it out from the rest of your fabric that you have. The next to figure out is the circumference, which is where this flay will be entering. If it's entering your waistline has to be a circumference. But in my case, I used this flay as an extension of a dress, so it's entering the new length of a dress. So it was the new length that I divided by 4 after folding my fabric into 4 as a perfect square, just as you are seeing. So if you want it to be a skirt, just divide the skirt waist by 4. If you want it to be an extension of a sleeve, just divide the round sleeve around that part that you'll be stitching this to it by 4. If you want it to be like a complete sleeve starting from the armhole, just divide the armhole by 4. Wherever this handkerchief flay is entering is where you'll be dividing by 4. So after dividing that measurement by 4, while your fabric is on fold of 4 like this, you are going to place your tape rule the way I'm placing it. Place 1 at that point where I placed it and mark what you got after dividing your measurement by 4. Mark it at like 3 to 4 points, just as I'm doing, and then you connect all these 3 points together into an arc or a curve, just like I did. Then you proceed to cutting it out. Believe me when I tell you that it is this simple. You won't be cutting out the pointy part as we used to do for the other kinds of flay. For this handkerchief flay, you will not be cutting out the pointy part. You will just leave it pointy and 4 corners like that. That is all it takes to cut this handkerchief flay. So just measure to be sure that the circumference is enough to go round wherever you want it to go round. If it's not enough, you can still cut it more the way I'm doing. And if you're attaching yours to a skirt, all you have to do next is, if your skirt will have a zip, just open up the length of the zip allowance. But while you're opening it up, make sure that you've arranged your flay like this first before you open it up. Don't open up the zip allowance the way you cut the flay out. Rearrange it like this first. Let the pointy part be at the center front, center back, then the 2 sides before you open up your zip allowance. If you are using it for a skirt that will have zip, then if you are using it for a skirt that will have maybe elastic on the waistline, then you don't have to cut out any zip allowance. You just have to put your band and your elastic together. Don't open up anywhere. Because I'm using mine as an extension of a dress, I sewed this on the new length of a dress. I had to turn it first, so I cut another one. I used this same Mikado fabric to cut the second one. And you know, when you want to turn a normal flay, you're supposed to make the one you're using for the lining like ½ inch or 1 inch shorter than the actual fabric. In the case of this handkerchief flay, you don't have to do that. Just cut, if yours will have lining like mine, cut the same length, the lining and the actual fabric. Let both of them be the same length, and then you proceed to turning the 4 edges. When you are done turning, you flip it to the right side from the circumference, and then you fix it. In my case, I fixed mine on the new length of a dress, just like I said. It is that simple. My name is Oluwatosin. In case it's the first time you are seeing my channel, and you're welcome. To all my returning subscribers, you're also welcome. In case you are new here, please consider subscribing, and don't just subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when next I upload a sewing tutorial on my channel, because On this channel, I upload sewing tutorials on daily basis. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. If it has been helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I used mine as an extension of this dress. And if you have any question, please ask me down in the comment section. As much as possible, please help me share my tutorial and meet your soulmates and your friends. You don't know who this tutorial might be helpful to. And have you watched any of these tutorials that are currently showing on your screen? If you have not, you should click on any of these boxes. You can click on the box on your left and you can as well click on the box on your right. They are also very educating sewing tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.